To get here because I haven't been here yet.
All right, so let's get this started officially. Cool, recording. Awesome. Got like 360 joined. Got one.
So yeah, we'll get some grub and then.
So
okay.
All right.
I know you want to do sound check and stuff, so.
So just to let you know, we introduced ourselves on the show the De La way. So like I am, I be kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So let's get this set up.
Do I need headphones or not?
Nah, you'll be fine. Okay. I'll let you know. Yeah, because as you can see, we're actually upstairs from the station.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Right. It's just a lot easier to have everything here. You know what I mean? And so, all right. So everybody introduce themselves the De La way, please.
How's it go?
I am, I be.
I am.
Well, that's part of your name right there.
Yeah.
So you should know.
I be here.
It's been forever too.
No, yeah.
All right, you, sir.
I am Skyzoo. I'll be right here in Orlando for the night.
Nice. So you're here for a show coming up. You know what I mean? So talk about the event. I guess Amwood. Like what's going on?
Yeah, we got Skyzoo performing off the Retropollyin tour because they just got the new album Pete Rock. A lot of locals gonna be part of the event. No Borders doing an art exhibit. Beat Knockouts doing a beat battle. Red Rum's performing as well as Just Be and Beer Money Unlimited.
Nice. That's a full day of just dopeness. You know, so that's gonna be real dope.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight. Yeah. And they Hanau. Yeah.
Word up. Which is not too far from here, from my understanding.
5601 Edgewater. Yeah, not too far.
Cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be a dope night, man. It's gonna be a good time here. I haven't been to Orlando in a little while. You know, the last time I was here performing was 2010 on the Duck Down tour. So all the tours I've done between now and then, I haven't touched Orlando in a while long. For whatever reason, not sure, but I'm here now.
It's difficult. Florida in general is difficult because like you don't make any money because you come down, then you have to go back. There's no like fly through state. You know what I mean? Like once you come to Orlando and you go to Miami, you have to come back. It's not like you can go to another state.
It's not
you know what I mean? Unless you go like Puerto Rico or something. Like there's no way of just going one way through Florida.
Yeah. Unless you go up to Tampa or like, but you don't want to go through the Gator Alley, man. You're right.
Yeah, because a lot of times
people usually go to they'll either go to Orlando or they'll go to Tampa or just Miami.
Yeah, see, a lot of times, like when I was in Tallahassee, we'd get a lot of dope shows because people can have this, like Georgia, come down to Tallahassee and then go right into like Alabama or some other place right there.
Right.
But once you hit that peninsula and you're all the way down, you have to go back up.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
that's a long drive. That's like 5 hours all the way.
And you're paying that. You know what I'm saying? Like you get money going down, but you're not necessarily getting money on the way out.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So it's kind of difficult.
But nevertheless, I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, we're excited to have you.
I'm excited to be here. You know, like I said, it's been a little while. I'm glad I'm here now, and I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to get to it in Orlando.
Cool. So I got some joints that I haven't played on the show from the Retropollyin. Okay. We're going to talk about that. And we'll talk about some other stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Let's do it.
Let's talk about how the album came together.
Yeah.
First of all, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so with Pete and I, I've known Pete for a little while. You know, being being in the game for a little while, you know what I mean, being in the industry for a minute, you come across the people that you grew up listening to and they become your coworkers and your friends and your homies and things like that. So that's what happened with Pete. Like, you know, we just got cool over the years and he would send me joints and we would build, but we never had the opportunity to put nothing out. And with this album, it's out through Mellow Music Group.
Nice.
And, you know, Apollo Brown and I did the Easy Truth on Mellow Music Group a couple years ago. So Mike at Mellow at the label, he hit me and was like, yo, man, you know, let's do something else. And he was like, you know, what do you think about doing one with Pete? And I was like, absolutely. So it was Mike's idea. You know, it was the label's idea. And they reached out to Pete as well. And I'm like, yo, Pete is my man already, so it's a go. And I know it's going to be a go. And then Pete texted me and was like, yo, man, look like we about to do this album together. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And he was just like, yo, I wanted to work with you for a long time. I know we, you know, kind of dibbled and dabbled a little bit, but never really was able to put nothing in the ground together. And he was like, now it's time, you know. And it came out perfect. You know, it came out really, really great. It's an amazing project. We did it together. Yeah. There was no emailing and all that. We did it together in the studio in New York, you know, and we locked in for a couple weeks. I think I did the whole thing 11 days, 12 days, A to Z, and I write everything on the spot. So it's no writing everything for a couple months and then recording for 11 days. No. It's writing and recording over 11 days.
That's crazy. So, all right, so
That's a lot of bars.
that's a lot of bars.
Yeah, yeah.
Short
Well, I
time
mean,
frame.
one of the verses he was talking about, he had like 116s by the time he was 16. Then he forgot them.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
at 20
yeah.
or something like
That's
that.
on one time. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into that, but
I like that. That was nice. That was nice.
that's what I do.
Research,
I've been
research.
doing this like 11 years.
I
fam.
love it.
Come on, you know, it's like, we're doing all right. We're doing all
Love
right. So, all right. Now I want to get into this joint, Glorious,
Yep.
and I want Miles Davis.
Yeah.
From the last time we spoke, I know you're a big jazz head.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So what was it like to put that like sample in the beginning, where it was like that interview joint?
Oh man, you know, it's just something I found on YouTube, and I came up with on YouTube, and I just thought it spoke volumes for what I was trying to do, and what the album means to me, and just what to expect when you first press play.
All right.
You know, the whole thing. When I heard the beat off the rip, when I heard the beat alone, I said this is gonna be the first song on the album. Because when the way I put my stuff together, I see it all ahead of time, and I hear the beats, and I know what's gonna sit where, and how it's gonna fit, and what's gonna come before it, what's gonna come after it, what makes sense as far as the sequence, and before I even write a word.
Nice.
So when I heard the beat, I was like, this is how the album's gonna start.
Nice, because
As
it's
soon as I
glorious.
heard it.
It's a glorious beat.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
and what came to my mind was the word glorious. For whatever reason, like they don't use the word glorious in the sample,
Yeah.
but that was the first word that came to mind when I heard it.
Nice.
And the sample goes, brown people. So it goes, brown people, glorious. Like when the same one in the coupe was in front of the store with it. So that's where the glorious comes into play, because he's saying, brown people. And I'm saying, yeah, we glorious as brown people, we're glorious. Right. So that if you listen to it intently and closely, it's like, brown people, glorious. Like when it, you know what I mean?
Nice.
So it was all on purpose. And but with the Miles part, yeah, it just, yeah, I'm just a huge jazz fan. I'm a huge Miles Davis fan. I named my son Miles after Miles Davis. You know what I mean? So yeah, absolutely. So you know, I'm a huge jazz head, and it made sense. And then it was funny. I got a call. A friend of mine is real cool with Miles' family, and he put me on FaceTime with Miles Davis' nephew.
Oh, dope.
And we kicked it, and he gave his blessing with the joint.
That's
It
dope.
was like, yo, yeah, you good. You know, you
That's
good.
dope.
You know, using the skit at the beginning and all that, you good. And it's funny, his speaking voice is just like Miles Davis.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
It's
word.
raspy and all
okay.
that. Yeah, it's crazy. It's
That's
raspy
dope.
and everything.
All right, we're gonna play the joint Glorious.
Let's
All right,
go.
now when you become a category in Jeopardy, you know what I'm saying? Give me a random Jeopardy fact about the track Glorious.
Oh man, random fact. I think I just gave it up. As far as how I came up with the sample and
Nice.
using Glorious on it and all that, and I think that would be it. Just knowing when I heard the beat, I knew it was gonna be the first record. I was like, this is the first thing I want people to hear when they
Nice.
press play.
Cool. All right, and then while the track is playing, we're gonna keep talking because I want. Have you seen the Miles Davis documentary?
Absolutely.
So I want
Better believe it.
to get what your thoughts on it.
Absolutely.
All right, so it's our show. Thanks for tuning in. We got Skyzoo, we got Am, E-Turn in the back, and then I forgot your name. I'm sorry.
Maury Rock.
Maury.
Always working.
Nice. He's got the light,
You always
fam.
see
Like
him
this
working.
is
You
this
always
is
see him
crazy. Like
working.
they're shooting a movie and stuff. And then you are, sir.
Motion in the house.
Motion.
in the house.
Picture? Did you see?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
crazy. That's dope.
See, it's happening.
Nice.
It's happening.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
want
so
it to be crazy.
it's our show. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back. Right now, you're listening to off of Retropollyin. This is Skyzoo, Pete Rock. It is called Glorious. We'll be right back. It's our show. Be easy. Peace.
Tight. He's able to like broadcast this shit everywhere.
Oh, it's live, so you really gonna play it? Okay.
Is it live?
Yeah.
As
I
well?
didn't know if it was taped and you was throwing it in later.
Oh no, like we're doing
So
it
it's
all
real
now. I
time.
don't.
Nah, yeah, he's
it's,
playing the music.
it's too much. Yeah.
Recording
I
it.
hate myself, so I do this.
No,
to
man.
myself.
That was
So,
dope, man.
yeah, well,
great.
thank
Yeah,
you.
that
Thank you.
sounded really good.
Man, and I see you got these nice cameras now over here.
Oh yeah, so we got a 360 joint. That joint is just right there.
Is it
Oh,
360?
snap.
That one's 360 too.
Back here.
That
Vince
one's right
Carter
there
right
too.
Huh?
Vince Carter.
And so, and I do a live playlist.
What you mean you can see it, but
Huh? See everything, fam. It's the third eye. See everything.
oh, that's the third eye.
That's the third eye.
That's what's up.
That's what everybody's talking about. That's right there. All right, and I also
So
do.
everybody's got this.
Yeah, everybody's got it. It's piped into. If you really in tune with the frequency,
know that, yeah.
you see that right now. All right, I'm actually going to post this. I'm gonna post on Twitter and Instagram the show. So let me do this. All right, let me do this. Oh yeah, so tell me about the what you think about the.
It was
the
awesome.
joint.
It was awesome, man.
Like they covered everything.
They got everything. It was awesome because I've seen other Miles Davis documentaries, which were great. Of course, the Don Cheadle movie, which was dope. You know, anything with Miles, bro, like I'm in. You know what I mean? So. But the doc was nuts. I saw it once. I wanted to see it again
because there's so much going on where you kind of like you can't catch everything.
I just wanted to see it again. I was like, man, this is something I could watch all the time. I didn't get to catch it again because it moves. You know, being that it's an indie, it moves in different theaters. Yeah, the way they did it was like it's in Atlanta for a week, it's in New York for a week.
Yep, like I happen to catch it here.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it moves, but I'm waiting for the DVD or Netflix or whatever.
So.
Yeah, go ahead.
What was like one of the most surprising things you got from them?
I knew a lot of it.
Yeah.
Let me dig into it. Okay, I'm looking at it in my head now.
Because I mean, the way they have like footage and stuff, and seeing him like as a young man, and they're chilling, and
there was so much like I knew a lot of it because I've read the autobiography a bunch of times. You know what I mean? And which is a fantastic book. I don't know if you ever read it.
No, I've got
very lengthy book. It looks like the Bible when you pick it up. It's like that big. But and it's written in Miles' words, like it's an autobiography.
Nice.
So it's really dope. I read it a bunch of times. So I knew a lot of the story, but it was just good to see it all come to life. But I'm trying to think what parts had me really like, oh, I didn't know that.
Like I didn't know he had so much money. Like just buying the Ferraris and stuff.
Oh yeah, he was living like top 3.
Yeah, like he was like Puffy before Puffy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he was living.
I knew that. Like he was very flashy on his like with the cars.
Yeah.
He had the yellow.
I never really got that from like the music. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of.
Well, his thing was cool.
Yeah.
His thing was I'm the coolest in the world. So, what's cooler than having a bad joint like Francis Taylor and hopping in a Ferrari or a Lamborghini doing 100. Up and down Rodeo.
Yeah.
What's cooler than that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and his music was the cool. Like, I'm the coolest motherfucker in the world. You know what I mean? Like,
Nice. But then, see, the thing is, I don't know if I would want to hang out with Miles Davis, though. He seemed like...
They said he was an asshole.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But he was, like, tortured, though. You know what I'm saying? You can tell, like, with all the stuff he went through, it's kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Because you're talking about how he went to, like, Paris, and they loved him there. They came back here. Mad racist.
You know, and that's what we deal with as artists in hip hop when it comes to this side of the fence, like the quote unquote indie or underground scene. We get love in the States. Yeah. So I'll take the racial element out of it. We get love in the States. But overseas, it's like triple.
Fandom,
it's ridiculous.
People are
you know what I mean?
Fans,
like I go to South Africa, they have armed security for me, and I'm like, the first time I was like, why?
Damn.
They was like, yo, you're like Drake here.
Wow.
What? So now I go to South Africa every year. Yeah. That's like a hub for me.
That's dope.
But yeah, it's crazy, you know.
That's
that's fire. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I've always heard these stories.
Europe and Australia and Japan, it's pandemonium when we go out there, you know what I mean?
That's dope. All right, we're going to come back right now.
Appreciate it.
You know what I mean?
Like,
Quincy Jones said the same thing in his doc, you know?
Oh, that's
when he went to Europe and didn't want to come home.
Right.
He was like, it was just the appreciation, the living. He was like, I didn't want to come home, you know?
That's amazing. Because you get treasured more when you're not there. Not when you're not there. You're just rare out there. You know what I mean? Like, man, it's plus you from the Mecca.
Oh damn!
So,
you know what I mean?
It's the whole this is what it's supposed to sound like. It's official.
I gotta do something. Give me a second. I do a live playlist of what we're doing, and so I have to post stuff in different places. In a second. Oh damn! Didn't do that.
Yo, I'm at the station still. Let me see who's there. For them, let you be. I'm gonna be with them. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, and it's live, right? On 91.5 right now.
91.5. Yeah.
Yeah, we on 91.5 right now, and then we're gonna head over there, grab some food and head over there. But I'm gonna see who's there, so that way they can let you in if you need them to let you in. All right, brother. I'll see you in a minute. Tone Blizzy, Tone Blair. Oh man, you never met Tone? What? He made Flood Watch.
Alright.
Yeah, I know.
Flood was my people's. Like Flood Watchers.
Oh no, I got a joint called Flood Watch.
Oh, okay.
Usually that's coming out. He don't really come out. He's actually the one that told me about you like years and years ago. Like, that's Yo, you ever Skyzoo?
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
10 years ago, something like that.
That's real.
He was like, yo, I'm definitely going.
There you go.
Yo, all right, we're back. It's our show right here on WPRK, Winter Park, Florida, 91.5 FM, and all over internet at knowbetterhiphop.com. Again, that is knowbetterhiphop.com. All right, real quick, shouts to the homie Chris from NJ to AK. You tuned in every week from Alaska.
Oh wow, that's
Oh,
amazing.
super dude. Yeah,
That's
he
amazing.
loves Am, bro. Every
Shout
time
out,
Yeah, he's
bro.
there.
he's like, when Am's gonna be on the show? When's Am gonna be? I'm
Bro,
like,
bro.
Am doesn't know nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, bro, I just
Am
come
got
on,
big,
man.
moved to Tampa.
Nah,
They don't know
man.
nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I didn't even live in Tampa.
Like I know you like 16. You know what I'm saying? Before you could
Right.
drive, you used to come out to shows and
I
stuff.
know, I used to sneak in.
Yeah, you know what I'm
You
saying?
gotta let me in the first show. That's for sure.
You know,
Look at that. Look at
You
that.
ruined my life. Nah.
All right, but he says, salute to Skyzoo, one of the illest in the game. Nobody tells a story or goes off the dome like Sky.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. All the way from Alaska.
So now, we talked about the Miles Davis joint. I wanted to talk about that. But so that's on that'll be on the video when we post to YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
But the track we just played was called Glorious. Oh, by the way, right now you listen to instrumental. Shout out to the homie Soy Is Real.
Soy Is Real.
He just dropped this
New
project
album, right?
called Old Soy. Joint is crazy. So you're listening to right now called he's hilarious. It's great. You sell a promo for it?
No.
All right, check this
Oh
out.
yeah, the picture.
Soy Is Real is a like young dude from Orlando, producer, super dope.
B-boy, right?
Yeah, and he's a b-boy, whole hip hop culture dude.
Okay.
And so he produces and he put out this project called Old Soy, and the promo for it is a while ago. It came out on Black Friday, and for whatever reason he went to Walmart on Black Friday, and he recorded the pandemonium. You know what I'm saying? The craziness. So you see him there, and he's like crying, and there's people just fighting for stuff behind him, like chaos.
He's there.
You know? And he's like, yeah, my new album drops Friday, Black Friday.
That's awesome.
So he did that a year ago.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That's awesome.
so you're listening to some goodness from the homie Soy Is Real.
Yeah, I gotta check some of them out. Shout to the homie. I gotta get a link when we get off the air.
Oh, definitely. All right, so we just played Glorious off Retropollyin. That's out now. Now, in the track, so I want to ask you like certain verses and if you can kind of expound on them.
Please, go
You know
for
what I
it.
mean? So we talked about Miles Davis, and I'm a Miles fan. Doctor said I couldn't make Miles until I made Miles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So that was a very personal line that you would only get if you asked me.
Oh, there you go.
There
See?
you go. So like I said, my son's name is Miles.
Okay.
And this is not TMI, but maybe TMI. But I was told, doctors told me I wouldn't be able to have kids the normal way.
Oh.
Yeah. So when you're trying to create a child, you always think it's the woman first. That's just the society we live in. If it doesn't work at first, you're like, oh, something wrong with the woman. So the woman gets checked out first, and came back where it was nothing wrong with her. So I had to do a bunch of tests, and it came out that it was me. And they were like, yeah, very few men, have a problem creating. You know what I'm saying? So I went through a million tests and all this different stuff and whatever. And the doctor was like, yo, it's a 2% chance that you'll be able to have a child the normal way. You're probably going to have to do IUI or IVF.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, it is what it is. But then it happened the normal way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
So
dope.
that's why
wow.
I said, doctor
That's
said I
dope.
couldn't make
That's
Miles
dope.
until I made Miles.
Oh.
So it's a line
Watch
you wouldn't
this.
get unless you
Yeah.
knew me personally or if you asked
Ask
me.
that question.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Nice.
So, yeah.
All
Oh,
right,
yeah.
dope.
Good
Watch
question.
this.
Right. You know what I
Every
mean? So,
dies.
right.
Conscious has the best.
Hit it out the
There
park.
you go. Word up. You know it. You
All
know it.
right, nice. Well, thanks for sharing that. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
dope.
very
Appreciate you.
personal, but with my music,
That's a dope line.
I'm not really personal in my life outside of music because I'm a Capricorn, so we kind of like, we cool. We tuck stuff away and, it's all good. We figure it out on our own. But the music, I've always been like an open book musically. So
Nice.
that was just another moment for me to be very open.
That's dope.
But it's a way where you wouldn't really get it. So I'm open without being open.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
It's an entendre
You
in
said
a
somebody
sense,
wanted
like,
to kind of
Open
I'm
good
open
records.
without being open. You know what I mean? So,
nice. That's dope. And you kind of leave it to where people can kind of like.
try to figure it out. What
Exactly.
does he mean? Miles
Exactly.
Davis? You mean what's going?
That's a
Nice.
rap genius.
Nice.
That's a rap genius.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
Hey, God.
And a Jeopardy fact. That's right there. too.
There's a Jeopardy.
Jeopardy
fact.
fact.
Boom, there
Nice.
you go.
Yeah, you got a
Shouts
whole
to
category.
Alex
You need like
Trebek.
5 more.
He's going through it though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
So
Yeah.
hopefully, he gets better.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Next joint. One Time.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me something about One Time.
One Time was a beat that Pete brought in. So when I picked all the beats for the album.
That's what I said. Yeah. So expound on that. Cause how does that work? Because it's Pete friggin' Rock.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. So like I said, we did the album in 11 days as far as the writing and recording. Pete was like, "Yo, come to the crib Sunday, pick whatever you want. It's Christmas." You know what I mean? That's
yeah. How do you pick beats? You know what I'm saying? Like.
So he just plays joints, and he just got folders on top of folders. He just plays joints and joints and joints. You know, he's just sitting on all kind of beats, and he makes beats every day.
Yeah,
he's always inspired. So he played like 60 joints. I left with like 40, 45 on a flash drive.
Damn.
And then when I got home, I just chopped it down.
Nice.
You know, okay, take these. Okay, take these. You know, you just start eliminating them little by little, and you wind up with about 12 or so joints. So now back to your question. I picked all the joints that I thought I was going to use, and one day we're in the studio and he's loading up beats, and he plays this beat on his laptop just out of nowhere when he was looking for one of the stems that I was getting ready to, you know, write to or whatever. And I was like, "Yo, what's that?" He's like, "Oh, it's something I made. I was messing around. Something I made a couple days ago. Yo, let's do that."
Nice.
I was like, "All right, bet." And that's how One Time came about.
So now, because Truck Jewels, like that beat is like a while ago that he never used. Was it
Not Truck Jewels. It's All Good.
It's All Good. Okay,
It's
yeah.
All Good. It's 25 years old.
25, damn.
Yeah, he made it in '94. Old enough to drink, vote, drive, get married, get divorced, all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He made it when he was making The World Is Yours. That's what he told me.
Nice.
That beat had attitude when you found. It's like finally.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
y'all been sleeping on you.
And I was kicking it.
I'm here.
And you know, I was kicking it with my bro Fonte from Little Brother. And we was talking, and that's the homie. Like, we kick it all the time. So we was kicking it, and we was talking about the record, and he was like, "Yo, Pete played us that beat in like 03. And I was like, "Word?" He was like, "As soon as you dropped it, I remembered the beat." And I was like, "I remember that beat from Pete Crib." So he wasn't. I knew he wasn't lying, but he wasn't lying when he said he'd been had.
That's crazy.
Tay was like, "Yeah, he played us that beat in 03.
Yeah.
We was doing records with Pete. He played us that beat back then.
Damn. So the beats range from like 25 years to like
now,
a couple of days.
because some of them he had just made one time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of it. And the thing about that is it doesn't sound like it.
Because
and that's the beauty of it. You know what I mean?
It's Pete friggin' Rock. I mean, he doesn't age, and his beats don't age.
I told him, I told him, and I've been saying in all my interviews, I look at everything like sports. Like, I'm a huge sports guy. I look at everything like sports. And you look at players in the league, they'll be in the league a long time where they used to be elite, but now, like, their knee went out. Now they can't do as much as they want to, as much as they used to, or whatever. Father Time is kicking in, and Father Time is undefeated. Pete's the only person who defeated Father Time. And, when you listen to Pete stuff, if Pete do a record right now with me or with Benny and Dizzo or with whoever, it sound, this is crazy. Yo, this beat is nuts. It don't sound like a guy who's, late 40s, early 50s, however old Pete is, and, been around the league 25 plus years. It don't sound like that. And that's beauty.
I think Pete Rock is a vampire, and we'll talk about that.
That's what I'm saying.
We'll talk about other conspiracy theories.
Pete's so amazing, man. Shout out to my brother Pete, but One Time, that's how that came about, you know what I mean? And Raheem Devon is a very, very close friend of mine. We're family. And Rob was like, "Yo, I got to get on the album, bro. Like, whatever you want me to do.
Nice.
You want me to sing, skit, intro, whatever." He was like, "Yo, I got to be a part of this." He was like, "Yo, this is you my brother. This is Pete." He was like, "Yo, I got to be a part of this." So when we did One Time, I was like, you know what? That makes sense.
Nice.
That's the because I didn't want to do a female-oriented song on this album. I just, for what I wanted the album to represent, I got a million female-oriented records, and females tell me, yo, I adapt and relate to those records so much. But with this, it didn't make sense to do that type of record on here. So I was like, if I'm going to put Raheem on the record, this is the record that makes sense for him to be on.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So
word up.
And Raheem writes everything. So he came up with the melody and the intro and how he does it.
He's the love king or something, right?
Rod's the best. Yeah. So it just came out perfect.
All right, word up. All right, cool. So real quick, because on One Time you mentioned Gates and Green, I guess avenues in Brooklyn.
Yep.
So you could find me between Gates and. So where can people find you?
So I grew up on St. James between Gates and Green.
Okay.
So that's why I said shout to Gates and Green. In between is where you would find me, because I grew up in between those two blocks.
All right. What's some spots to check out there? I was looking on Google Maps. I'm like, oh, this is pretty dope.
Yeah. Well, so St. James. So if you know my story, Wikipedia, whatever, I grew up a block away from Biggie. I grew up on St. James between Gates and Green. Biggie grew up on St. James between Gates and Fulton. So literally a block away. So, the neighborhood is very different from what it was back in the day, gentrification and all that. But it's a brownstone community. Even when it was in its heinous times and it was rough over there and it was wild, it's a brownstone community. So the block looks beautiful no matter how much heinous activity and hustling and selling and dealing and shooting may have been going on at the time. And all that, like I said, gentrification kicked in crazy. And so a lot of that has changed. It still gets gritty at times, but it's changed a lot. But St. James between Gates and Green. So that's why I said shout to Gates and Green. In between is where you will find me, because I grew up in between those two blocks. And in the next line, and shout to Jamaica, Queens, Margaritas is a body. If you know anything about my story as well, my pops moved to Southside Jamaica, Queens when I was in high school. So I used to go back and forth from Brooklyn to Queens all the time in school. Like in my high school years, I spent just as much time in Queens as I did in Brooklyn, if not more, because I was bouncing back and forth between my mother crib and my pop's crib. And Margaritas is the best pizza in Queens, and that's on Jamaica Ave.
Nice.
So they shout to Jamaica, Queens, Margaritas is a body. Like, that pizza is a body. You know what I mean? So it was just a little nod to the neighborhoods. Nice. And if you from there, you know what I'm talking about. So anybody from Southside know he talking about Margaritas on Jamaica Ave. You know what I mean?
All right, so let's get into One Time featuring Raheem Devon.
Yeah.
Off of Retropollyin. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Skyzoo, Pete Rock. A lot of craziness. And then I've got another line I wanted to talk about, but we'll come back. So it's our show. And then I want to talk off camera or off air to talk about too many things happen. But off air, we'll talk about like the tour and how things, because the homie E-Turn, like she's been touring crazy. She's about to go overseas.
Nice.
So I want to, but she's been overseas already, but she's going back.
Nice.
So
nice.
get some.
We kicked it in the Czech Republic.
Yeah, we was in Kim.
Must be nice. Must be nice. It's like, we're just chilling at this hip hop festival. You know what I'm saying? Thousands and thousands of people. We're just hanging out. It must be nice. All right. So this is one time. Right? All right. We'll be right back. Thanks again for tuning to our show. KnowBetterHipHop.com, Winter Park, Florida. WPRK 91.5 FM. We'll be right back. It's our show. One time. Peace.
When'd you get back?
Good shit, man.
Mid-October.
All right. We get this one. I figure we do like one more joint and then get y'all out of here.
Okay.
Appreciate you coming through.
No problem.
Like I said, it's been like 6 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
That's all the way directly.
And so, how's everything been? I mean, you put out like 5 albums since then.
Everything's been good, man. Just working hard, you know what I mean? Ghostwriting, touring, putting out my joints. So it's just a constant juggle of different things, movie stuff, TV stuff that I've been working on and I've been a part of.
So talk about that. What's this movie TV stuff for?
Well, we could do that on the air if you want, as far as the movie stuff. It's up to you. But I got this movie that I was in 2 years ago called Patty Cakes that came out.
I heard of that.
Yeah.
I wanted to see that. They played it at the local theater, the NCR.
Yeah, it was dope. Patty Cakes. It's on HBO and Netflix and all that shit, so you can catch it. So Patty Cakes is this movie about this white, kind of heavyset female rapper from New Jersey.
All right.
So she's got all these strikes against her. White, female, heavyset from New Jersey, and nobody thinks, that she can do it or that she's dope. The irony is that she's really dope. She's a super dope MC. Her confidence sucks. Like, she don't really want to rap for people, but when she raps, she gets busy. Whatever.
Nice.
This white chick trying to rap from New Jersey, but when she spits, she get busy. So it's kind of like an 8 Mile.
Right.
It's like an 8 Mile for this generation. A little more, slightly more comedic, but still a drama.
Right.
So the writer and director was a fan of mine. So he reached out to me through someone else. I didn't know him, but he reached out to me through someone else. It was like, just want to meet Skyzoo and have lunch with him and pitch this idea to him. So we went to lunch or whatever, and told me about the movie. And he brought the actress with her. Her name is Danielle McDonald. Nice. He brought her with her, and he brought her with him or whatever. And I was like, I'm definitely interested. So they wanted me to coach her. So I played rap coach.
Oh, dope.
So you're acting in the movie?
I'm in the movie, but it started as me being behind the scenes consultant.
Kind of
Because what happened was she never rapped a day in her life.
Oh, okay.
He hired her because she was a dope ass actress.
Right.
But she never rapped a day in her life. And he was like, this chick's got to be great.
Oh,
because if you're watching the movie in the movie theater.
It's gotta be
Obviously
believable.
rapping in
She's
the
gotta
movie.
be dope.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
if she's not dope, you're gonna watch it and be like, oh, that's why nobody in the story likes
Right.
it.
Right.
Wow,
So
that's
she's
so
gotta be
cool.
like you. Like she's gotta be nice. You know
So
what I'm
you're
saying?
like coaching
I had to
rapping
teach
as
her how to
well.
rap.
That's amazing.
Oh wow, nice.
She was familiar with hip hop.
Rapper, actor, coach. You know what I'm saying? That's dope.
So she had never rapped a day in her life.
You ever
That's
taught somebody to
cool.
rap like that, or that was a new thing for you too?
I had done it with people I had done ghostwriting for.
Right.
There's people out right now that I coached
Mm.
that are looked at as stars now, looked at as so. Oh my gosh, so and so is so great, so and so is so nice. They got the album of the year,
Only if
and I
you
was
knew.
coaching them. You know what I mean? Like
There's a lot of people that need you coaching.
that. You know what I mean? So you know,
Coach
so
for
I
life.
coached. So I coached Shorty. You know what I mean? I coached Shorty. And yeah, you know what I mean? She was amazing. She was great. And you know, yeah, she was great. She was mad humble, mad cool. She took to it like a fish to water,
Nice.
and she rocked it. When you watch the movie, you can't tell that she never rapped.
How old was she when she shot the movie?
Damn, how old was Danielle? 20 something. 24.
And she like never rapped before. Like she never even tried it.
Had no need to.
Yeah,
She's
exactly.
She's from Australia.
Oh,
by the
okay.
way,
Then
I
there's
got
even that. That's
I had to give her hip hop. I had to
resume.
give her slang. I had to give her an accent like from Jersey.
From Jersey,
I had
yeah.
to give her rhymes. And the
That's
first
dope,
thing I had her doing was rhyming fast. I was like, if you can rhyme fast, then we can scale back and rhyme.
Yeah.
So the first thing I had her doing was dead in the middle of little. I was like, do that.
Yeah.
And she walked through that, and you know she got through it, and it was tough. She was great. She was great.
That's
So
awesome.
then they made me an associate producer on the film, and then they made me, they made me an associate producer on the film. They put me in the film, so I'm in the movie as well at the
Nice.
end. So it was dope. It was dope.
That's
That's
dope.
dope as well.
Yeah, I had no idea.
all from him being a fan.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Yep.
We'll talk about random opportunities also. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's dope.
You'd be surprised, man.
That's the
Yeah,
thing.
that's
You
dope.
never know who's listening, which is dope. You know what I'm saying?
And the further along you get, the more you realize who's listening. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause now, I mean, I've been in it for a minute, so now when I meet people, I never like to assume. Like, I pride myself in being very humble and being rooted in that humility and just being humble and all that.
Yeah.
So no matter who I meet, I act like they don't know me, or no matter who it is. You know what I mean? I'm Skyzoo, peace.
Yeah.
And they be like, yo, I know exactly who you are, bro. I got everything you ever done. And I'm like, okay, my bad.
Yo, I
You know
can
what
catch you in
mean?
the middle of it. Come on, fam.
Right.
I know where to catch you.
Right. They'd be like, yo, and it'd be like A-list MFers, you know, and they'll be like,
Nice.
bro, I was with somebody last night.
That's how
A-list.
Come on,
Yeah.
son, I be eating
A-list.
that margaritas.
And I was
man.
like, yo,
Come on,
peace, I'm
fam.
Skyzoo. And they was like, nah, come on, stop it.
It's-
And I'm
it's
like,
all-
I don't like to assume
No,
you
yeah,
an A-list.
Yeah, no, of course, that's a
you know,
good-
your house worth 20 mil. I don't like to assume. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's
You
good.
on everybody movie screen, TV screen. I don't like to
Humble
assume.
giant.
Come on, fam. Call me Brad.
You know?
Come on, Sky. I'm Brad Pitt, man.
Right.
I know you are.
As you
Exactly.
can tell, you tune into our show right here on WPRK,
Damn.
Winter Park, Florida, 91.5 FM, and all over internet at knowbetterhiphop.com. Again, that is knowbetterhiphop.com. And yeah, man, we just had the crazy wild story from Skyzoo.
And
You
you
know what I mean?
missed
Like,
it.
well, no, there's recording, so you gotta check out the video.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying?
You
And
gotta tune in online.
yeah, tune in. Tune into the AM fan.
Oh, word.
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You gotta
In
do
this
that.
case, what are we on?
Hold on.
FM as well, 91.5.
Oh yeah, we're 91.5.
Word,
Make
word.
sure that is on.
Whatever.
Alright, cool. Just got
Yeah, I
get
mean,
closer.
I
Yes.
don't work here. 1-2.
I think you're good. I don't know what's happening.
We'll
I don't know
figure
what's
it out.
happening. We'll figure it out in post. Well, no, we're not. I'm just gonna post this up.
Yo, I
We'll
got a
have
question.
dubs. I'll do the dubs.
We're gonna edit and all that.
Live. Forget what you just heard. You know what I'm saying? We'll just do it in post. All right. So right now, you listen to instrumental goodness. I think. Hold on. Is it not playing? Hold on. Oh no, it's just super faint. All right. Shout out to the homie Soy is Real. This is called A Day Off of Old Soy.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not low. Hold on. Let me see what's up with that.
Is that the music downstairs? That's what we
Yeah, like you can hear it downstairs as well. But I have so many. Oh, you know what?
A little loud right now.
Yeah, it is. It's probably my headphones. There we go. It's my headphones.
Soy is real. I know him.
Yeah, because
Yeah, it's,
oh, you know Soy is Real?
Yeah, he's a producer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Where are you? Are you from? Where are you?
He's
I'm
from
not from
He's-
I'm not from out here, but where
Base
did he
Camp
live?
Beats. Have you heard
Full
of Base
Sail,
Camp
right?
Beats?
Yes, I believe so.
He's
Okay.
one
I met him
half
like
of
before
Base
Base Camp Beats.
But,
I don't know where I met him.
Yeah, Soy's been making the rounds.
He's been around
Shouts to
for a
homie
minute.
Soy.
He's
All right.
Produce.
So I think we're good, I believe. All right, cool.
Fire beats.
So yeah, so we just had like the amazing story. That's the thing, like
The amazing story.
it's a dope story.
No, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of
cool.
awesome. And about how just you never know, like you were saying, who's listening to your music and how you affect them.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And how that can come back and like
And it's
into
all a
different
blessing.
opportunities. Yeah.
It's all a blessing.
That's amazing. So, all right. So, speaking of blessings, that last track that we just heard, Skyzoo, Pete Rock off of Retropollyin, called One Time, featuring Raheem Devon.
Yeah.
Now, in there, you said, I'm more Belafonte when it comes to the front line.
Yeah.
So, Harry Belafonte?
Harry
like,
Belafonte. I mean, you know what Harry Belafonte stands for and what he stood for.
Yeah,
in his heyday
activist
as far.
dude, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
when it comes to the
okay,
front
nice.
line, like standing on the front line
All right.
of it all.
Nice.
Like I'm right on the front line. So that's what I meant. So I said I'm more Belafonte when it comes to the front line, but still dressed in mortgage money. Like what else you wanted from me? And I keep going on. So what I'm saying is like I'm on my fist in the air pro black activism and all that because I grew up in a sort of Panther household without my parents being Panthers, but my parents, my pops in particular, raised me under those kind of aesthetics, and I had to read all that stuff and learn it and all that stuff. But at the same time, I'm still about my jewelry, I'm still about my Jordans, I'm still about my $500 jeans. So I'm saying, you know, that's why I said I'm more Belafonte when it comes to the front line, but still dressed in mortgage money. Like I'm this, but I'm also that.
Nice.
So that's what I'm
Because
saying.
you also said, what was it, more Kaepernick than Kanye?
Yeah.
And was it more?
Nikes over Yeezys, Kaepernick over Kanye.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Word up.
Absolutely.
Being live.
All right, word up. So, so we didn't get a chance to talk about like touring. So now you're touring off Retropollyin.
Yeah.
Is it automatically you put out a project and then you tour, or does it have to be a certain kind of thing?
Yeah. The time in between depends on you. Some people drop an album and go on tour the next day. Some people wait a month, 2-3 months so it can bubble and then go. But yeah, you gotta tour an album if you can.
Yeah.
You know, if the means add up. As far as booking agents, if you're young and you on the come up, it's harder. You know, as far as getting booked for tours and people may not know you, it's tougher. But if you drop an album nowadays, I don't care what genre of music you in, you gotta tour it because that's where the bread is at. You know, long gone are we did such and such literal physical scans at the record store. That's over. You know, so it's about the touring. It's about put the album out, let the album bubble, let it cook, hit the road, boom. You know, and that's what it comes down to. So definitely, if you put out music, man, anybody listening who's making music, putting music out,
Listen, E-Turn?
you gotta tour.
Am? You listening?
Bro,
Okay.
fam, that's why you don't see me.
Well, if you see me just getting off a 2-month plus tour.
There you go.
So now, how is it just that you have spots kind of already that you already know you're gonna go to, and you just like bam, I at least know these days. How does that planning or do you have
use
people to do that?
a lot of times you have a booking agent, or you
Right.
reach out to promoters directly at certain venues or people that work with certain venues that book shows, and you kind of just put it together. You say, okay, this is the timeline, and you literally looking at a map and you're routing it, and you're saying, okay, if we start here, we can drive down, or if we start here, we can drive up, or whatever it is, and you just put it together.
All right. Now, when does that kind of happen? Is it like once the album is done and then you focus on road, or
I do it once the album's done because you know there's still so much that happens in between the album being done and the album hitting the internet.
Yeah.
You know, unless you're pulling a Beyonce and you dropping tomorrow, you know, we finished it today, we dropping it tomorrow. But you know, a lot of times that even if it's a surprise album, the album's been done for a couple months or at least a couple weeks because you're mixing, you're mastering, you're doing artwork, you're doing whatever. So with me, the album's done a couple months out, and now I'm putting that together. And booking agents will want to book you once your name is bubbling. So, Skyzoo and Pete just put out the single, it's all good. Everybody's talking about it. Now when you reach out to the promoters, they're like, yeah, let's do that. Because I scroll on my timeline and all I'm seeing is you. And all I'm hearing is people talking about you. And Conscious is playing it on the radio. And you know what I mean? So then it becomes, yeah, let's do it. And then you just start putting the run together and you go out. You know?
All right, dope. So you set it up. All right, nice.
I got a question, man. So as building with P Rock, right? There ain't been it's like a hip hop dream, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know about for you, but like you've been at a point where you're like geeked out, like damn, fam, I got a whole album. Man.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, I think when we were putting the album, I mean, I was geeked and ready to do it off the rip. You know, like I said, I've known Pete for a while, but I was geeked and ready to do it off the rip. But I don't take any of that for granted. You know, it's a Pete album.
Yeah.
Ain't that many people that can say they got an album with
Yeah.
Pete, you know
You
what
and
I mean?
CL, pretty much. Yeah.
Right, you know, and of course Camp Low and
Okay,
Dizza,
the
you
new
know,
joints,
Dizza
yeah.
and Benny just did it, Smith and Wesson, but there's not that many people that can do that, you know, or that can say that they've done that. So for me, absolutely, I definitely was excited about it. I'm excited to work with all the people I work with because for me, the creativity is everything. You know, being able to share that energy and create with people, you know, it's an honor both ways. You know, so I'm excited to work with anybody I work with because we're creating something that's going to last. You know, art lasts forever.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays, it's not like back in the day, maybe the 1930s or 40s, somebody would put out a vinyl and they'll put out a very limited run and won't repress it, so it's done.
Yeah.
That record doesn't exist anymore because you can't find it. We live in the digital era. Once it hit the internet, it's alive.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, we created something that's going to live forever. So I'm excited and honored to work with everybody I work with because we're doing something that's going to last forever.
All right. Now tell me, okay, so now speaking of the internet, like I bought the album off of Bandcamp. And because I'm a big fan of Bandcamp because I think that, to me, that helps the artist more or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, because you're on Spotify, all the different streaming places or what have you. For you, Skyzoo, what's the best way to...
The best way is always a purchase. You know, the best way is always a purchase. Streaming is dope. It's very convenient, but we don't get anything as far as artists off of it. You know, and the fans don't know that. And they're really not supposed to know that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I don't go to McDonald's and ask how they make the shakes or the fries. You know what I mean? So, but some info for the fans to know: we don't eat anything off streaming. You know, we get per stream like 0.000000005 of a penny per stream. So it's like if you took a penny and cut it like 10 ways, one of them little slithers of a penny is a stream. You know what I mean? Like we don't get anything off of streaming. Purchasing, we get more. If you go to Bandcamp and purchase, if you go to iTunes and purchase, if you go to whatever stores may be left, or you go on fatbeats.com or you know on any sites that still sell physical, Amazon, whatever, and you purchase, or if you come to the show tonight and you purchase from me, we see that.
Nice.
So streaming, we don't really get.
So tonight you're gonna have some vinyl, some CDs.
I won't have vinyl. I have CDs and I have T-shirts. I have Retropollyin T-shirts like the one I got on, and I got Retropollyin CDs as well as some of my older stuff on CD. I don't have the vinyls. The vinyls blew through really quickly, so I'm waiting on another shipment.
Nice.
I know pre-orders on Fat Beats went out the first day. Like they were sold out the first day on pre-orders.
Nice.
So the vinyl has been flying.
Nice. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
How's that feel? Like when you're like, damn, this thing's just like. So,
it's amazing.
Because you said what track was it where you said like putting out something that would blow out the shelves on Camelot or something like that?
Oh yeah. I said the one who explains the give and take of who handle rock, pulled up a chair for all of who couldn't stand and watch. Said the caveat, the one that would have cleared every shelf out of Camelot. So if you remember Camelot from back in the day with the record store. So what I'm saying is the music I'm making is something that back in the day when Camelot existed, this is the type of music that would have cleared out the shelf first day. Because this is the stuff that everybody, if you're from that era and that time, this is what was winning. Like what I do is a representation or a reflection of kind of that era without being dated in that.
Yep, exactly.
So I was just saying that, you know, with the caveat, the one that would have cleared every shelf out of Camelot, like I'm saying that's me.
Nice.
Like,
and what track was that?
That was the Audacity of Dope.
And you know what track we're playing next?
There you go. You said one. Okay.
This is 11 years in. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do all right. You know what I'm saying?
So, really been 11
double
years?
digits, man. Yo, I'm putting up double digits, man. Stop playing with me. 11 years, man.
All right, so we're gonna get into the Audacity of Dope.
You know how many weeks that is.
And I want to talk about. So I'm assuming it's from the Obama book or the Audacity of Hope, or
the way the title came. Yeah. So the title came from that, but even deeper than that, my man DJ Hyphen. Yeah, you know, okay.
Yeah, he's from
Hyphen out of Seattle.
Yes, Seattle. He has a dope radio show out there, right?
Radio show is called The Audacity of Dope.
Oh, well then you gotta even put that together.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
So I've known Hyphen since like 05, and he used to play my stuff when no one knew me and I still had a job, right? MySpace days and whatever. And he used to play me on The Audacity of Dope. And I just thought that was a cool title, you know. And when I was writing the record, it's a record with no hook. There's no hook on it. So 99% of the time, your title comes from the hook, or your hook comes from the title. But there's no hook on it. So I had to title it something, and for whatever reason, that popped into my head.
All right.
And it was like, boom, The Audacity of Dope. And then when I thought of the title while I was writing the record, and then as it goes on at the end, I flipped the Biggie line. you all got some audacity. You top 20, I'm half that at least. That's modest. I'm saying you top 20, I'm top 10. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying in that line.
Nice.
So, you know, I flipped the Biggie line with the audacity and all that, you know.
All right, cool. So I got another line, but we'll come back and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But for right now, because I know you guys have got to go. So, word. So we're going to play the Audacity of Dope, come back, sign off, see what else is going on. And then, yeah, we'll call it a day.
Let's do it.
Appreciate you tuning in, fam.
Yeah.
You're tuning in to our show right here on WPRK, Winter Park, Florida, 91.5 FM, and all over the internet at knowbetterhiphop.com. Again, that's knowbetterhiphop.com. Up next, off of Retropollyin by Skyzoo and Pete Rock. This is like the last track.
Last joint.
Audacity of Dope. All right, off of Retropollyin, out now. All right, it's our show. Be right back. And Skyzoo is performing tonight, and we'll talk about all that stuff. So if you want to catch him, and it's gonna be awesome.
Get dressed.
Now.
Put on your clean kicks.
Now. All right, it's our show. Be right back, Beezy. Peace. All right, cool. All right, let me post this real quick. So, how's the tour been?
It's dope, man. This is the tour is actually over.
Okay.
This is what we call a spot date. And this is my last show for the year.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Okay, nice.
yeah.
How often do you tour? Like how many times do you
all the time. All the time. As long as there's a project out, I'm hitting the road. You know, and then I juggle that with the ghostwriting and working on other stuff. But you know, as long as there's a project out, you know, I'm hitting that road. But yeah, this is the last show for the year, I think. Yeah.
So, is there like a touring season? Have you found a time that's like the best time? Or?
All year, except nowadays, the summer.
Okay.
Because it's
really?
festival season.
Okay, so unless you're on the festival,
right?
Then okay, go.
Because it's just festival out nowadays. The festivals are like taking over. Everybody's got a festival. Everybody's got an investor with 20 grand and putting together a small festival and trying to grow it into something, which is great. Yeah, it's amazing. You know,
they just started doing that out here. The Super Festival was a couple weeks ago. Somebody
festival game is live.
Independently, what's that?
I'm
still on. Are we on? Or are we on break?
Huh? No, you're not. I'm just post. I do a video. You know what I'm saying? And I post Instagram and Twitter so that people who are kind of like.
I didn't know everything we were saying was going to be video. I mean, I didn't say nothing crazy, but I didn't. Yeah.
I mean, I can not post it.
I thought it was just no. I didn't say nothing crazy. I thought it was just on the air and off the air.
Oh no, I try to
all this is going up.
Capture everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, you're here. I mean, so might as well.
Yeah, I mean, the coaching thing, but that ain't no whatever.
No, that's dope though.
Coaching rappers.
That's freaking awesome. But I'm saying it's not like you're coaching rap. You're coaching this woman from Australia. You know what I'm saying? She had to pretend to be an MC from New Jersey.
I mean, you in the credits for that. So you in the credits for that.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about I'm not talking about that part. Yeah, but that.
No, everybody knows ghostwrite though too. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like
didn't say anyone's name, so
no, no,
you didn't say anything crazy.
Skyzoo, I coached your favorite rapper.
No, like you say, I mean, everybody know I ghostwrite.
Yeah. But see, I didn't know that you coached this woman.
Check the movie out. The movie's great.
Patty Cakes.
Patty Cakes, but Patty with an I.
Okay.
P-A-T-T-I.
That's dope.
It's on like HBO Go, HBO Plus.
Really? Because I just looked it up, I couldn't find it. Let me try it again.
Yeah, P-A-T-T-I. And then Cakes, and I think it's $.
Yeah, for the F's, right?
What am I doing?
Yeah, it's on. I know it was on all summer. Last summer it was on HBO like every day.
The thing is, they take stuff off.
Okay.
It's P-A-T-T-I, right?
Yep.
And then C-A-K-E $.
Yep.
It's not on here.
What's that? HBO.
HBO Go.
Okay. It's
they probably randomly play it on HBO.
You can find it somewhere.
Just
search
it
know
tell you what it's on.
Everybody can keep an ear out for the downstairs because the guy next at 7 is supposed to be coming through. So keep an ear out for the doorbell.
Yeah, if you Google it, it'll come up. It'll show you where you can rent it or watch it. Amazon movies.
Yeah, that's where I find all my stuff on the Fire Stick. I type in
just search
where to watch it at.
I tell you right there.
Yeah, it's dope. Those are dope experience, dope movie. It opened up doors for some other movie stuff that I got going on and I'm working on now, and it was a dope experience.
Yeah, you can rent it on like YouTube, Amazon Prime, Google Play Movies, and Hulu.
This sample at the end were about the graffiti writers. What is that? Where's that?
That is from Wild Style.
Yes. Okay.
Because I'm a graph head. So.
So, what made you want to put that at the end? Like,
are we on the air?
No, let's talk.
What he was saying in it.
Yeah.
And you know the album is very New York.
Yeah.
It's a very New York album, and the whole vibe of it, and what was and what now, and the in between and all that. And what he was saying in it, where he was like, "Yo, man, it's for us. Like it ain't for, you know,
if you
do
know,
it
you
for
know.
us. Like, yeah, you know what I mean. So that's what I'm talking about with when I rhyme and the things I be saying, and it's like, yo, man, he's like, yo, I don't care who get it, I don't care who know. Like, it's for me and other graffiti writers. You know what I mean?
Nice.
And that's how I feel about my music a lot of times.
That's dope. All right, I'm just posting this.
Because when you do get it, then that means you're supposed to.
It means
get
more.
It. Yeah. It means you're supposed to. You're like, I'm one of them in that club that get it.
Yeah.
Dope.
Dope.
Welcome to the club. You know what
nice.
I mean?
Let me just. All right, cool. All right, that's posting. We get all this stuff here. Damn, time went by super quick. Like I did not know
Mr.
exactly
Rogers
what's happening.
happening all over again.
Who could that be?
Yo, all right, we're back. It's our show right here on WPRK, Winter Park, Florida, 91.5 FM, and all over the internet at knowbetterhiphop.com. Again, that is knowbetterhiphop.com. Hanging out with MIM, Skyzoo. Right now, using instrumental. Shouts again to the homie Soy. Off of Old Soy. It's called El Cochino. El Cochino. All right, so Skyzoo. All right, so we just heard Audacity of Dope. You know what I'm saying? Off of the last track, off of Retropollyin, out now. All right, I had a quick question. Because throughout the album, you kind of mentioned it's a love letter and a wake-up call to the city.
Right.
What are you trying to wake folks up to? You know what I'm saying? Throughout the album, like what you want people to leave with? When
so I'm speaking to the city, and I'm thanking the city for everything it's done for people like myself and Pete, because we're through and through true New Yorkers.
Yeah,
we are New Yorkers, you know. But on the flip side, New York is changing so much, and it's changed so much, and I feel like New York has lost its identity, and it's disgusting if you're from New York. You know, if you're not from New York, you realize it, but not really. You don't get the severity of it because you're not from there.
Yeah.
Cool. But if you're from New York, you really get what's going on, and it's kind of disgusting. So I'm trying to wake the city up. Like, you wake it up. You know what I mean? Like, wake up.
Yeah.
Cut it out. You know, the city. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I meant by that. It's a love letter, but at the same time, it's a wake-up call. It's like, thank you, but at the same time, yo, get it together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You ever
like
see
recognize
that?
What's happening.
Yeah, you ever see that Rick and Morty skit? You know, get your, I know you can't curse on radio, get your together, take it. If you got to get it from the museum, I don't care. Put it in the backpack, sell it, I don't care. Just get it together.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I feel about New York.
Nice. All right, so tonight, what's happening tonight?
Tonight, we at Canal, 5601 Edgewater Drive, 32810.
Yeah.
A Skyzoo performing live. I'm hosting it. Red Run performing, as well as Just Be, Beer Money Unlimited, No Borders doing an art exhibit, and we got a beat battle by some of the dopest in the city.
Nice.
And that's going down tonight. Doors at 7:30. Something
like in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we're on our way. We're gonna grab some grub and make sure everything's situated properly.
Nice.
But it's gonna be crazy, man. Dope vibe. They renovated the whole spot. The sound is out of this world.
Nice.
They renovated it the whole last year, so they wasn't doing too much. But now they opened the doors, so
that's dope.
We're kicking it off with one of the first big hip hop joints.
Nice. All right, so Sky, congratulations again on Retropollyin. Joining us dope.
You, brother. I appreciate it.
We're gonna be playing more and more joints off of there.
Please, let's do it.
You know what I'm saying? And what's coming up? Anything?
Yeah, well, you know what, the album is new still.
Yeah.
You know, it came out the end of September. We're at the end of November. It's only been out 2 months.
Yeah.
So I think we live in an era now where, and I'm not saying this about you, but I think people listen to music today, and tomorrow be like, yo, the album was great. When's the next one dropping?
Yeah.
Right.
Yo, the album just came out yesterday. You know what I mean?
But you know, get it in 11 days.
Right. You know what I mean? But
11 more.
But you know, so I say all that to say, Retropollyin is out right now. It's still a very new album.
Yeah.
I want people to really enjoy it, really understand it, really grasp it. There's no way you got the album in the first couple listens because I don't write like that.
Yeah.
Not at all.
The way I write is you got to dig into it.
Yeah.
You listen to this thing for months, maybe even a year or better. You're still catching things.
Yeah.
And I write like that on purpose.
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys when I write. Double, triple entendres every single time out the gate. That's my calling card.
Yeah.
So you ain't get the album in a couple listens. Yeah. Keep listening to it. Yeah. I know there's more for you to get. Not you.
Yeah, no.
I'm talking about people in
no,
general.
I was talking about like you got movies. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah. No, I was getting there. Yeah. I guess I kind of went off on a tangent, but I was getting but yeah, movie stuff, you know, TV stuff that I'm working on as well, stuff that I'm writing. Nice. You know, I'm Skyzoo the writer, you know, as my Instagram says, because I'm a writer. And I love telling stories. I love writing. Nice. On top of that, ghostwriting, of course, is always something that's going on in my life. Touring overseas is next. Nice. You know, I'll be overseas early next year, like in the winter. Okay. You know, Europe and South Africa and all the places that I go to all the time. Working on new music after that. Possibly something at the end of next year, probably, because I drop every year. Yeah. I'm very big on dropping at least once a year. I don't believe in dropping 10 times a year. I think it's stupid. Yeah. But I don't believe in taking 2-3 year gaps.
You gotta let it marinate, like you said, for people to really grasp it.
But in today's climate, the way people move and the way the listeners move, you gotta drop at least once a year. Yeah. 2-3 times a year if you want. You do mixtape, album, EP, whatever. Right. At least once a year though.
All right. Let me. I forgot to shout out folks in the chat room and things. So. Yeah, so the homie Chris from NJ to AK said he copped the digital and the limited edition white vinyl.
Love it. You know Thanks. See, now I saw that. I got baby. That came back to me, so I appreciate it.
Nice. And so how can people follow you online? And
Twitter at Skyzoo, Instagram and Snapchat at Skyzoo the Writer, SkyzooTheWriter.com for merch, for whatever. Yeah, it's lock and load.
Word up. So cool. So the Retropollyin out now. You know what I'm saying? Cop the whole discography. It's like 10 different joints.
Oh my gosh. My discography is like 15 something records deep. If you go albums, mixtapes, EPs, collabo albums, it's like 15, 20 records deep.
Speaking of collabo albums, I don't want to Barrel Brothers. Yeah. Is that happening again? Or?
I don't know. You never know. You know, Tor's my brother. Shout out to my brother Tor. He's doing a lot of great things right now, a lot of radio stuff and hosting stuff while still MCing and getting busy. So I don't know, you know. If it doesn't, we did the one, and I feel like when you take rappers who aren't a group and put them together to make an album, we did one of the best in hip hop. Nice, one of the best in hip hop history.
And then, because 6 years ago when we first spoke with the homie Kevin Nottingham, you talked about how Double Barrel came together. The internet made it happen. But we're not going to get into that now because they have to go check that video from 6 years ago. Right. But it was an amazing story. I was like, that's crazy. The internet,
the internet made Barrel Brothers happen. But you know, you never know. You know, if it happens, it'll be a hell of a smash. You know what I'm saying? But if it doesn't, we got one that no one can deny. People can enjoy. Lyric lovers can enjoy forever.
Nice. Yeah. All right, well, Skyzoo, thank you for coming through, fam. Hopefully not another 6 years. You know what I'm saying?
No. We gotta get it together. I need to be out here all the time because the fact that it's warm in this month is all right. Exactly. You know what I mean? So we gotta keep it going.
All right, cool. So again, Skyzoo, SkyzooTheWriter.com. The homie MIM, thank you for coming through, fam. And tonight a grand collab.
Hanau. With the grand collab, powered by the grand collab. Shout out Cub Deb. What up?
Word up.
Deb, what up?
Cool. So I think. Yeah, we're at 7 o'clock, so we're just going to play the random Outkast track of the week and get up out of here. Outkast is the greatest group of all time. So,
you still do it.
All right, cool. Of course, Outkast, the greats. All right, so fam, thank you very much for coming through. Appreciate you. And so random Outkast track of the week this week is off of the Soul Sundays, the joint with Jamie Foxx, and he cut the car in half. I don't remember. It's a random movie.
It's fire. It's all fire.
It's all fire. But Goody Mob featuring Outkast. The joint's called Soul Sunday. And we're going to be out of here. So again, thanks for tuning in. It's been our show. Shout out to the homie Chris from NJ to AK tuned in. Shout out to the homie Chase March. Shout out to Chase March. You know Chase March out in London, Ontario? Dope radio show. If anything, I'm going to try and get you hooked up with him too. Super dope dude. Super awesome. Intelligent guy. So, and so I think that's going to be it. So thanks again for tuning into our show. Till next week. Y'all be good to each other. I am conscious, and it's been my pleasure. And till next week. Been our show. Peace.
He's the guy that.
Y'all radio show is crazy. Everybody's talking in the back while he's on the air.
Everybody's talking. Like, you should have when we had like 5 people on the show.
Forget about it.
It was madness. It was madness.
We used to have a joint where like it was called Our Show Liver, and people would be able to come through and chill. Like as an event, and just like hang out. And we would all. It was a very cool networking event.
Yeah, like we did this like live graph.
And
we did this live graph on this huge like canvas.
Yeah.
And then we cut it up, and everybody that came through took a piece of it. So it was like they took a piece of the show with them.
Yeah.
That's cool. But hey, somebody take a picture of Skyzoo somewhere so I can use that as the actual album.
With a phone? With a
thing.
cell phone?
Whatever.
Are you gonna do it? Or you want me to?
No, my camera's trash.
Okay. Let's see. We need maybe stand over here so we can get some good light.
All right. Oh, of course. So if you're local, I mean, send me joints. You know what I'm saying? Because we try to play as much local stuff. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Actually, you should take
nice, because like we do this stuff. Because I just played this kid's like whole, because it's like instrumentals as we're talking. You know what I'm saying?
I got mad at you right here.
Send me joints. Tracks at itsourshow.net.
You got a business card?
No, I don't know that shit. Because
he's stable.
But I'll send you a text.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
I
Love the colors of your jacket.
Thank
I love
you.
your actual jacket too.
Don't snap me back. Magic.
Absolutely.
1, 2, 3.
Even though I'm the Knicks,
You have to represent.
I have the soft spot for the Magic because of Penny.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's what I
know you always rock the jersey.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. You always rock the match jersey.
Oh yeah.
Pops,
Yeah, you might see
He left, man.
Oh yeah, that's my uncle. Yeah.
Who's that?
My uncle. Are you leaving tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
New York Deli on the corner of Orange and Colonial.
Mm-hmm.
So Euro. Oh, perfect. Euro / sub spot. That's where the Magic used to always go. Like when Shaq was in Penny and all that.
Yeah.
He's got pictures all over with
And
it.
that's
Like
your
that was
uncle's spot?
Yeah, it's my uncle's
Are they open now?
No.
There now? I'm
They
starving.
used to
Nah,
only
not
be.
this hour.
No, they kind of.
I used to live up the block.